like a fucking tit sandwich. Anyway. Anyway. So, how was your week? Well, actually, a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty good. As you know, I went on my first girls' trip.
We went on a nerd trip, is what it was.
Super nerdy. Loved it. Got to read and color in my adult coloring book and plan for D&D, which ironically we did not play.
Specifically, when she says adult coloring books, it's not like adult because there's naughty things in it. It's just because it's for a person.
No, there's naughty things.
Oh, really?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, all the adult coloring books I've ever seen have just been like bullshit. Mandalas or whatever they are. Those fucking kaleidoscopic images.
Yeah, you're not coloring the right coloring books.
Obviously. Color some shit and then I'll be back.
Nice. So there are like silly coloring books that have like all the adult like floral patterns, but also it's decorating like a curse word. Like the word fuck is in it, and you just color all around all of the beautiful flowers around the word fuck.
Also, I want to clarify that the reason I called it a nerd trip is because she went with a group of women, teachers, on a reading retreat. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
People do that all the time now.
No, fuck that.
You go, you read, in silent companionship, and then you return home. Refreshed and relaxed.
Do you drink any kind of alcohol?
Yes, we drank.
Okay. That makes it a little bit better.
It was fun. We played a little bit of board games, drank a little bit of alcohol. We rode a Range Rover.
You rode a Range Rover?
Yeah, Shelby drove us around in her family's Range Rover around the lake. And we got a bit of a hiccup on that trip because she crashed the Range Rover into a pole.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say into the lake.
No, it was like
be like, well, what the fuck?
It was like a pole that's supposed to be like a gated area. She turned it too sharply and it rammed into the Range Rover. Almost hit the gas tank, but didn't, luckily. And with teamwork, we finagled ourselves out of that. Otherwise, it would have been a long walk back to the house.
Was this after you had already been drinking?
We weren't drinking before that trip.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. We were sober.
Ish.
But yeah, it was a nice trip.
That's good.
And it was good to find out that we made a good team. Because like we all worked together on the same teaching team for the same grade level. But we all worked together really good as a team, just outside of work too. So that was nice.
I'll wait till you finish crunching on this fucking celery.
ASMR.
No, it's not this kind of podcast.
Well, they're in for a treat.
No, they're not. You were talking about how you made a good team.
Oh, we made a good team. That was it.
Oh, that was the end of your story? Okay.
How was your week? Weeks.
My weeks were full of ups and downs and roundabouts. Yeah. So, let me tell you about just a couple of days ago when I was working in the morning. I only did 2 trips one day as an Uber driver. I picked up the first guy. He was going to Waxahachie. And then I got a call to pick up the next person. It was like only a $4 trip because it was like going to be 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I get there and it's a motel. And it's one of these motels out here on 35. Anyway, the lady stops me as I pull up and she says, listen, we can't stay at this motel anymore because somebody's threatening me. And so we need to move from one motel to another motel. It's me, my mom, and my daughter. Okay, cool. Whatever. I was like, you're living in a motel.
Cool. Sounds stressful to me.
It's like you're living in a motel. It's not that big a deal, you know?
No.
Tell me why.
No. Not that they're living there, but that they're asking you to take them out of this dangerous situation.
It was 2:00 in the morning.
I would be scared as a
2:00 in the morning. I don't think anybody was actually threatening her. I think she might have been on something. Anyway.
Oh, that's sad.
So 2 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I just gotta pack up my stuff and put it in your vehicle, and then we'll go. It took 2 hours for her to pack all of her stuff into my vehicle, and then us to drive it over to the next place, and then another 30 minutes after she unloaded everything, and then, because her phone doesn't work, it canceled the trip while we were waiting for, like, to let everything out. And so, like, Uber only paid me like $11 for the trip, and it's been 2.5 hours at this point. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. But the lady was like, I'm going to give you a big tip. We're going to go to the ATM after this, and I'll just give you a giant tip. She gave me $80.
Well, that's nice.
And the whole time she was just like, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I'm like, I'm literally just sitting in my car. You don't have to thank me for anything. That's it. But it took forever to get her from one motel to another. And it's literally a motel that's the next exit up. That was it. But she had so much shit. I was like, why are you having all this shit in a motel? It's because her daughter was like 5 years old, and she had like just a bunch of fucking shit.
No.
A bunch of toys and clothes and bullshit. Her daughter seemed really smart, though.
Well,
she was only like 5.
Kind of saved him.
Maybe. Or not really.
Or not really. You'll never know.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing. The fucking coincidence of when I was invited to that 70th birthday lunch, and I said no, and she goes, well, you did save his life. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then I told you about it, and your response was, well, you did save his life one time. And I was like, what? No, I didn't. What kind of coincidence is that?
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I literally drove him to the hospital. That's it.
If you weren't there...
An ambulance driver could have done the same thing.
And how is he going to call the ambulance?
It's not like I found him passed out on the floor.
What I'm saying is he could have been.
But he wasn't. He called her, and then she called me and said, hey, I can't do it because I'm all the way in Fort Worth. Can you do it? And I said, yeah, no worries. So I got up and I just took him.
You're underselling it.
No, that's exactly what happened. Anyway, the fact that you both brought up the same thing when I said, it's not like he's looking forward to me being there, was such a weird fucking coincidence. And I was like, why? Why would you both say the same thing?
Because it's true.
It's not. Anyway, I'm no hero. I'm no hero.
Dustin saved a life, guys.
Ain't no place for no hero.
Dustin saved you.
I'm not. I saved a hero. That's what you
I said
said.
Dustin's a hero.
No. Anyway, I think that's good enough. You ready to jump into it?
I am.
All right, hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What M Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with
Dustin.
And we're here to talk to you about dreams.
Finger guns.
Dreams, dreams, dreams. Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha. All right. So, I had dreams left over from last time, and I think I also had some other dreams since then. And I know you were just looking up dreams.
Okay.
So, I think we have quite a bit to talk about. Before we get to that, though, I think we're going to have a guest next week.
Yes. Isn't it going to be, well, I don't know, should I say it?
Maybe we can say, I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But Stephanie, which we've had on before, if she doesn't come on this coming week, I was thinking we might be able to record an all-in-person one, like what we're doing now, but with her, when she comes back into Texas.
That'd be nice. That would be nice to have a in-person, 3-person.
Yeah, not three-way.
Not like 3-way. In-person, 3-person recording.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it before
Oh yeah, we
in the
did do it
past.
once with Ivan.
But yeah, she's coming back into town in June, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so she wanted to hang out, and we had talked about going to some of the old bars that we used to go to because we were alcoholics back then. And she wanted to go to some of our old bars, but they're all closed.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
shit.
we used to go to Sherlock's in Addison, and it
Okay.
closed like 2 years ago. And then we also used to go to Addison Point. I don't know when it closed, but it's also closed permanently, it says.
What's with Addison? She lived way up there?
Yeah, she lived in Addison.
Oh, okay.
And so I'd go over there and we'd go to bars and drink.
I seem to recall a karaoke promise if she ever came back down
Yeah.
south.
Yeah, that's why we were going to go to Addison Point. Karaoke. But Addison Point no longer exists, so now we have to figure out something else. Anyway, do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. So I have been having dreams lately.
You don't say.
Yeah. This is new thing that I've been doing. Just kidding. These dreams, new dreams, I've been having have to do with shooting. Like in Call of Duty. Like
You're playing a video game, or
I'm in it.
you're
I'm
in
not
the
playing.
video game.
Yeah, I'm in it.
But is it a video game, or is it real life?
It's
Like you're in war.
like I'm in. No, I know it's a
Do
game.
you respawn?
I know it's a game. I don't
Okay.
know if I respawn or anything, but there's that. And I remember at one point there was a level. It was almost like Super Mario. Also, it was a mix between shooting people and also gathering coins that were just floating in the air and falling through them. I guess
Falling
in
through
those
the coins?
yeah, in some of those Super Mario levels, the special levels where he just have a wall of coins that he could get to. It was kind of like that.
Yeah, where there were secrets.
It
I
would
get
just be
you.
me falling, gathering coins.
Did you actually have to catch them, or was it like Mario?
It was
where
like
they
Mario.
just okay?
Dissipated if I
Okay.
touched it, and I gathered points that way. And it also kind of got into like dig dug too,
What
where
the
I'd have
fuck?
to dig my way up through dirt. I don't know. It just got that weird.
Yeah, it was already weird enough.
Yeah, I don't have any specific memories of those dreams.
Okay.
It's just a general overall. It was a game. I was shooting things, gathering coins, and digging through dirt.
I've had dreams where I'm playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually in it, but like, yeah, because like specifically Destiny.
Because you play every Friday.
Well, I don't anymore. We play something else now. We play Remnant now.
Ooh.
But when we were playing Destiny very heavily, yeah, it was like every time I'd be like, all right, I got to make this jump. I'd be like in my dream thinking that. And I'm like waking up going, fuck, I can't get away from it even in dreaming. But that's got to be pretty cool though. Like, being able to fall through all the coins and everything.
Yeah. It felt like an accomplishment in dream.
Did you have sound effects too?
Yeah.
Boing, boing.
That was strange. That reminds me of a dream that I'd have sometimes, a recurring dream, where it was like a game I was playing, but also I was in it again. But picture Age of, what were those called? The like strategy where you spawned armies of people.
Oh, RTS. Real-time strategy.
Okay. But it was like Age of Mythology.
Like Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, there it was. That
Or
was
Civilization.
Okay, yeah. It was like that. Only I was in it. I was one of the many.
Oh.
And it involved taking over a volcano. I had to make my way through like a field.
Tolkien's gonna sue somebody. Walk into a fucking volcano.
Don't copyright us. I had to make my way through a field with a whole bunch of my other army men, peers. And we had to make our way to a volcano, and sometimes like those flying dinosaurs. Pterodactyls.
I thought you were just gonna say dragons.
Not dragons. Flying dinosaurs would come down and take some of us away. So I guess that was one of the obstacles in the game was pterodactyls.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you have to throw a ring in the volcano after you got there?
No, we just had to overtake it.
Okay.
By sheer number. I don't know how we would defeat a volcano with numbers. I suppose we could go make a lot of noise at it and hopefully appease the gods somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe everybody has to pee in it. Cool it off enough.
Ew. That'd be gross.
Then it just smells like burning urine.
Never smelled it. You have?
No. Of course not. Why would I?
Major side eye.
Why would I have smelled burning urine? It's not like I set it on fire for fun.
For science. Okay, your turn.
All right. So a follow-up to a dream that I had talked about before where I was in a classroom and I was allergic to the chips that I was eating or whatever. So it was like right after that in the dream, but it wasn't right after that. It was like the next night or whatever. I had this, but it happened. You get it.
A little.
Where it's like the next night that I was dreaming, I went back to the same thing, but it was right after where I had stopped dreaming.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd gone outside with a bunch of other people, and I had stopped eating the chips, and then, like, everything started to kind of clear up, But while it was clearing up, some girl grabbed my hand and, like, took me across the road. And I guess she was trying to take me to the nurse or whatever.
I was going to say, lamb to the slaughter.
No. She took me to, like, the nurse, and I was like, I don't think I need to go to the nurse. Plus, I'm pretty sure she's going to get mad if we go in there. And I don't remember why I was thinking she was going to get mad. And I was like, how are we supposed to get behind the desk? And she was like, don't worry, I'll get your stuff and we don't even have to talk to the nurse. I was like, how are we supposed to get behind the desk without the nurse seeing? And so, like, we get in there and the nurse is just gone. She's not actually there. So we get the thing and then we go into another room. And then all of a sudden, that girl's gone. Like, she's just disappeared from the dream, and it's just me in a room with, like, an EpiPen, I guess. And I was upset because I was like, where the fuck did this girl go? And then, like, something in my brain said that the dream glitched. And that's when I woke up.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
Yeah. So, that was it.
So something, like, did you hear it in the dream, or did you just have the realization?
My thought was, oh, the dream glitched. And then I woke up. And I didn't know it was a dream until that point. Yeah. And then I woke up.
Well, that makes more sense. I've been having that same thing happen to me, too, recently, where I realized at the very end of my dream that it's a dream. But only at the very end. Right before I wake up.
Yeah.
Which is so dumb. Why?
Well, I think you're not supposed to know that it's a dream.
Well, I hate that. I like being in the know.
Remember, they get mad when you know it's a dream. You start asking too many questions, and they're like, why? Why would you ask that? But for a minute, when she grabbed my hand and took me across the street, I thought, like, some good stuff was about to happen. She was just like, we're going to the nurse.
You all alone with an EpiPen.
Damn it. So, that was the way it happened, though. That was what happened.
Lame.
Yeah, it was. Except the dream glitch part. That was kind of cool.
And did you get to stab yourself at the EpiPen yet?
No, I woke up. As soon as I heard dream glitched.
Yep. Fucking brains, man.
Yeah. So, speaking of that podcast that I told you I listened to with the two girls, they did an episode a couple of weeks ago specifically on dreams. And they did a whole thing where they looked up what it meant to have certain things in your dreams. And I was like, we need to do that. We need to, like, spend one time, like, looking up what it means to have this in our dream. Because, like, they looked up roller coasters because one of them had a roller coaster in their dream. And I was like,
I remember having a roller coaster in my dream.
I've never had a roller coaster in my dream.
Yeah.
But poo on the walls has happened before, and I know you've had that too.
Yeah.
That's got to be a thing, right? Like, that's got to be something that your subconscious is like, there's shit on the walls. Pay attention to this. It's fucked up.
Shit on the floor.
All over the
Shit
toilets.
everywhere. Shit.
I'm like, why is there so much shit everywhere?
Tell me that in my dream. So much shit. Typing it up.
Right. So we need to do that.
Yeah, we do.
Just one where we like look up a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Not shit, but dream stuff.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
All right, I had a dream recently where me and Ernesto, of course, were going out. But we were going out with the intention of splitting up and then meeting up again later. So, like, I was going into one place that I knew he wouldn't enjoy, and he was going to another place that he knew I wouldn't enjoy. My place was like a concert of sorts. So it was almost like a club, and we're listening to live music, and there was a bunch of dancing involved. But my concert ended, and so I was going to go meet up with him wherever he was. And he was just in this gigantic auditorium where there's a huge audience of people staring at a screen. And guess what was playing on the screen? No. Somebody's Candy Crush.
Oh, really?
It was Candy Crush.
Of all the games it could be.
I know, right?
Fucking lame.
Everybody was fucking engaged with the Candy Crush. It was like somebody projected their phone screen on a gigantic screen for an auditorium full of people to enjoy. And I was looking at him, and I was looking at the screen, and I was looking at him, and then I was looking at the screen, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How can you think this is... And he was so caught up in it. He was like, get that line of fucking fruits or whatever. I don't know what it is.
That's
Donuts and shit. And he was like, God, he was really stressing out about it too. It was funny as shit.
That's funny.
That's all I remember from that dream.
That is funny though. I don't think Nesta would give a shit about Candy Crush.
No.
Would be funny if that's like his secret obsession. Just watching Candy Crush videos.
And you know what though? It makes me think about, I guess maybe my Roman Empire might be, you know, the Roman Empire?
Yeah.
My Roman Empire might be thinking about how caught up in technology people are.
Yeah, I think about that a lot too.
And their screens.
I think about that a lot in general because I get caught up in my technology a lot. Like, I mean, I use it for work, of course, you know, but also, like, in general, I could be watching a YouTube video on my television, and then I'll pull out my phone because, oh, God forbid, there was a boring part for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I start looking at my phone, and then I realized that the video I was watching had something interesting happen, and I was like, oh, shit, I gotta rewind it. And as soon as I rewind it, I start looking at my phone again.
Exactly.
I miss it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch.
I mean, I'm not saying I've never been there before, but I do think about it a lot.
So when we all went to Lake Palestine, you know, all of us, there was a good period of time where I didn't even get on my phone while we were down there. And I was happy, actually. I was actually really content.
Me too. That was a lot like our readers retreat.
Was it? Was it? Okay. I don't think so.
Enjoying books.
You didn't have Brandon there
the food.
Fucking pawning off all the Friday the 13th movies on everybody.
No, but we did watch Stardust, which I'm so thankful we did because I fucking love that movie now.
It is a good movie.
I just had the family watch it for family movie night last night.
But yeah, the phone thing. Yeah, I get lost in my phone all the time.
You know what I think I think about it a lot? I guess because I see a lot of kids on it all the time.
Yeah.
In high school. Teaching high school.
Well, from time to time, you know, I start doing this thing where I'm like, I'm bored or whatever, and so I look at my phone, and then I start thinking about it. I'm like, damn, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't have this, so if I was bored, I was just fucking bored.
Yeah.
Or I'd go outside or whatever, you know?
Yep. And my mom would tell me, you make your own fun.
Yeah.
Figure out something to do, man. Figure it out.
And now I'm just like, damn, how did I ever survive without my phone? Because, like, I use it.
So dependent on it now.
Yeah, I use it to like find my way around, like GPS and everything.
I look up a
Everything.
bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like when I was out camping for almost a week over Thanksgiving break, there were so many things when my knee jerk reaction was to Google it, and I couldn't because I had no signal out there. But yeah,
I had to get there eventually because when I first got like a smartphone, I would forget constantly that I was connected to the internet, and so we'd be sitting there talking about something. I was like, "Who was that guy that did that thing?" And we'd sit there for like 20 minutes. I'm like, no, it was that guy. What's his name? And then one of us would eventually go, we just have Google. We could just look it up. We could literally look it up right now. And this will all be over. Like, oh, yeah, that's true.
it's funny. All right, JJ.
All right.
Dream.
Okay. So this one was a friend of mine was getting ready to launch a book, and it was you know her. Well, I mean you know of her, Cleo.
Okay.
She had written a book in my dream, and she was getting ready to launch it, and she was going to go to a book signing at some big store, like bookstore, like a Barnes and Noble type thing. But this was like a different bookstore. It wasn't like one of those names or anything like that, but it was a big bookstore.
Okay.
Anyway, so her and I are talking about it, and then the next day I go out to the bookstore because I'm gonna kind of scope it out and see what's going on, and I see that there's a huge fucking line of people. She's sitting behind the desk. For some reason, I had to count the doors. I don't know. There was a whole thing in my dream where I had to like count each of the doors that were around the building because it was a singular building. They were 14, by the way. I don't know why. But anyway, I did. So anyway, I eventually went in and I see her like signing books. And then I see one of our other friends. Well, one of my friends. She doesn't talk to him anymore. And he's got a copy of her book and he's waiting in line to have her sign it. And I was like, oh shit, what's about to happen? And so like I watch, and then like such an anticlimactic thing, they just talk, and they like catch up, they shoot the shit for a few minutes. And I'm sitting nearby trying to see if I could like hear all the juicy gossip or anything, And it's fucking bullshit. And she's like, hey, how have you been? Oh, it's been pretty good, blah, blah, blah. As you see, I wrote a book, that kind of thing. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
What did you expect them to be like?
Well, I mean, they hadn't talked in a long time, so I figured that there would be some kind of animosity there, No.
So they have history.
No animosity whatsoever. Well, the reason they stopped talking, yeah. They were mad at each other. They were just shooting the shit. But it reminds me of when she started talking to me again, and she just, because we did talk for like 7 years, her and I, and she just randomly popped up on my Instagram and was like, hey. I was like, the fuck? What do you mean, hey? Like you didn't just go away for 7 years. What the fuck?
We just talked
7
years ago.
Every once in a while we'll bring it up, but like, we don't talk about it really.
It's fucking strange.
Yeah. It's just those are the lost years, I guess.
So did you boo them in your dream? Boo.
No, I didn't. I remember waking up after I was like, what the fuck?
Butcher.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. No, I actually wrote, look, I said it was just a super casual, boring conversation. But yeah, that was all of that dream.
Fucking mundane ass dreams.
And see, and I even wrote 14 exits. I don't know why the doors were important, but I had to count all the fucking doors.
It's funny that you remember 14.
Yeah. Because I remember going like all the way around the building, the rectangle of a building, and I was like, well, there's 2 here, and then, and just going on, and I was like, okay, it's 14. Like I had to do it for some reason. Like I was part of her security detail, and I'm like, you have to know which one to go out. There's 14. They're only covering 13. We have 1 to go. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Speaking of numbers, I know we're getting really off topic in this episode, but it's mostly me. Have you ever heard of angel numbers? Where like, so when you see 2 a bunch or stuff like that. When you see like a number repeated like 3 times.
That's angel numbers?
That's what they're called. know.
Weird.
Anyway, it's a thing that, like, I've been seeing a set of numbers repeated a lot that have nothing to do with, like, the same number over and over. It's 3. I see that all the time. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't think it means anything, but I see it a lot. Like, I'll look up at the clock and it's, I'm like, motherfucker.
That is interesting. So what do the angel numbers signify? Is it just the repetition of them that makes them angel numbers, or do they do something special?
Supposedly, they're your spirit guides or whatever, if you believe in, like, guardian angels or spirit guides or whatever. It's them giving you these numbers, showing you that, hey, this is, the right path, or maybe you should make a change or something like that. Like, they mean different things. I don't know what all they mean because I'm not into all that.
Who knows?
I mean, like, I'm spiritual, but I'm not spiritual. You know what I mean? Ugh. Gross. So you don't think I bully you then? You don't think I bully you? Okay, good. I should try harder then.
Now I know.
Although, that fucking post I sent you said that the third person in your share doesn't actually like you. No, doesn't actually like you. They're just pretending. And I was like, you're the third person in my share.
There might be signs.
I think there are.
What?
I mean, did you see the way you just looked at me? What's that?
That's my face for Alice.
That's just your face.
No, I've been putting on this grimace for Alice. Just for Alice. It's special. It means I truly love her.
That one?
And she's like, fix your face.
Does she know that you've been telling everybody?
Yeah.
No. She doesn't worry about it.
So
does she know that your friends here?
For listeners, just so you know now too, my daughter has a boyfriend. Oh man.
She's what, 14?
15.
15? Yeah.
Yep. So that's new. The other day, she's like, because sometimes she spends lunch in my classroom with a couple of friends. I don't mind that here and there. And the other day she told me, I'm thinking about seeing if you want to eat lunch in your room. And we'll watch, like, Princess and the Frog, because he hasn't seen it. And I said, okay.
What a movie choice.
She says he's a hermit because he hasn't watched a lot of Disney movies. And she's like, I'm going to have to open his eyes. Alice, I think it might be you that's the hermit, because she's the one who's watched a lot of movies. And he's the one who's been out and about, not watching movies.
Unless he's been watching other kinds of movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's like, all action all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. And I haven't met him. So that was the thing I was getting to, is that she's like, I was thinking about asking him. And I said, okay, well, are you going to have to introduce us? And she's like, I was going to wait till you were gone. And I said, I work there. It's inevitable. Like, what's...
Yeah.
It's my classroom. My projector that you're going to use for the freaking movie. And she's like, with the smiley face. And I'm like, girl.
Oh, this was over text? This wasn't in person?
No, it was in person.
Oh.
She was like that in person.
Because you did that with the smiley face, and I was only seeing that in text.
Yeah, no, she's like the chagrin. I said, Alice, you need to go ahead and start practicing it in your brain. Mom, this is the guy I'm dating.
This is Mom.
Alice is like, well, if he hasn't told his parents, I'm going to ask you to pretend like I didn't tell you. I'm not lying for you, baby. But I'm not going to, walk up to him and be like, hello, Alice has told me everything about you.
What are your intentions for my daughter?
But yeah. She said, it would be awkward because I haven't met his parents. And I'm like,
no.
But I work there. It's a little different. I don't know. Boyfriend stuff.
Did you tell her no? You say, no, that's not awkward at all.
No.
I would have.
I don't know. I don't know how to handle a lot of things anymore.
I mean, I'm not an expert or anything. I don't have kids. And I like to troll people. So I would definitely just find her in the hallway sometime talking to him. And be like, oh, you're the guy.
From what I hear, they both get a lot of clowning from their friends.
Oh, yeah?
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good for them. It's hair on their chest.
Yeah. Do you have another dream?
I only have a brief memory of a dream, and it was very short. It was of me shaving my face. I think I had a slight beard, and I remember getting razor burn from the shave.
Oh, that's good.
So it was a little painful, and it was short. That was it. That's all I remember from that dream.
Well, all right then. I guess.
Have you ever shaved in a dream?
No. I need to shave in real life. I need to get this beard off of me. Look at all the gray.
Are you gonna shave for summer?
Maybe. I went through a period for like 2 months where I was shaving every day.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, we'll see what happens.
Now that it's getting nice and hot.
And it's so fucking gray. It's so fucking gray.
It's pretty gray.
Like, I look 10 years younger when I shave my beard because I don't have all the gray.
Yeah.
I've got one more dream, but I'm only gonna talk about part of it because first part of it I'm kind of like about.
Yeah.
It has to do with my dad. So, but anyway, so let's see. So we were driving and we had stopped to get gas, and I saw that a car had 2 PS5s in the back of it. I was trying to figure out why they needed 2, and then I figured they must have 2 kids. Having 2 separate PlayStations mean they could choose what to play. They could each play separately. And then I woke up.
Well,
that was it. That was the yeah. Well, yeah. I was like, why the fuck would you need 2 PlayStation?
You didn't
5s?
even get to ask them anything. Yeah. You fuck.
And then I was like, oh, well, maybe they've got 2 kids. Maybe they want to play different things. So yeah. That was it. That was the whole thing.
Jesus.
So, but I'm out of dreams now. I think I've been having dreams and then just not being able to write them down because I wake up and I'm like still fucking tired, so I just go back to sleep.
Yeah. I've been having that happen recently.
Yeah. And then sometimes I'm like, I'll remember it. That was fucking weird. And then I'll wake up later, I'm like,
I don't remember
what
shit.
The fuck I was saying.
I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
I think I dreamt of drowning.
That's not good.
No, I was on vacation.
Really? Gee.
In Hawaii.
I was going to say.
Went swimming in the ocean.
Let me guess. Ernesto was there.
I was caught under the waves. Yeah, so I remember that dream.
Well, what a down way to end the episode. Fucking downer.
Have you never dreamt of drowning?
I've dreamt of dying, but not drowning. And the only dying that I've done is like falling.
Yeah.
So, I have a weird question that has nothing to do with any of the stuff we've talked about today. Do you ever put yourself in the mind of like the villain? Like, where you think like you just have this overwhelming urge to be like, yeah, I could be the bad guy. But then like, you're like,
yes, but it's only for like words. It's like
not me.
Actions. Yeah, I have thought about saying things.
Yeah.
That's it. I hold back a lot of things that I could say. I even catch myself saying, like, to Alice or Ernesto, no, I don't want to make them cry. When we're going back and forth. Nope. I'm 34 and she's 15.
But you said Ernesto. I don't think you gotta make Ernesto cry by talking about his patchy ass beard.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I said that, and you went, "Why would you say that about his beard?"
He has expressed his self-conscious feelings about his patchy beard.
I didn't know.
I know. That's what made it so hilarious.
But you laughed when I said it's like
I kind of laughed. Because I'm pretty sure it was literally like the night before that we had been talking about. He was a little sad that his beard was patchy. So I died.
Him in those fucking parachute pants that he's wearing right now.
Tell me about it.
Alright, well, is it recommendation time?
Recommendation time.
Alright, so, for my recommendation, I'm going to recommend Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay. Throwback.
I don't think we've recommended this on the podcast before.
No, we haven't.
Bob Hoskins, and Christopher Lloyd in it. Christopher Lloyd plays the judge. Bob Hoskins is the detective that is helping Roger Rabbit prove he's innocent. And it's part cartoon, part live action. And at one point they do cross over into Toontown. And all the cartoons you can think of are in this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Warner Brothers or Disney, it's all there. Like,
who doesn't love a good crossover into a cartoon?
Like, Bugs Bunny's there, right along with Mickey Mouse. It's all in there. Droopy Dog, Tweety Bird.
That's probably why I dreamt shit that had cartoons in real life.
Probably.
Like, do you remember me talking on the podcast about a dream where I was just sitting in my living room and like little cartoons were coming out of different furniture areas?
Yes, I do remember this now, yes.
Fucking wild. Alright.
But very good. I don't know if it's on a streaming service right now, but it's a very funny movie. It's supposed to be for kids, and I think most kids can watch it. There is some very adult humor in there.
That will go right over your kids' heads, I'm sure.
Yeah, it should.
Because it went over mine as a kid.
Yeah. So, check it out. It's a good movie.
Funny?
Very funny.
Who done it?
Who done it?
Who done it? Check it out.
Spoiler, it wasn't Roger Rabbit.
He was framed.
What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is a newer anime I'm watching that's still putting out new episodes on Netflix called Delicious in Dungeon, and I love it. It involves like a party of like think D an adventuring party, and they're on a quest. They've got a goal to rescue one of their party members who is in one of the lower levels in a dungeon, so they have to start at the very top and go work their way down. But the problem is, one of their biggest obstacles is that they're broke and they don't have enough money to afford the food or enough what's called magical know-how or stock to hold enough food to carry down with them. So their way of sustenance throughout the dungeon is eating the monsters that they kill, which is frowned upon in the show generally by a lot of people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but they work around it. And you know how animes just make food look so fucking amazing. This is one of them. Even though they're monsters, like, they find a way. Like, I find myself thinking, I bet that would be good. And it's a fucking monster that I'm never going to eat.
Yeah.
But, I mean, some of these, I will say probably every one of these recipes you could apply to different types of real meat.
Oh, okay.
Like beef, pork.
Beef pork, you know.
Beef pork, chicken. So,
how funky is your chicken?
It's warm-hearted, cozy, slightly tense kind of feeling show. But the character development is going very well, and the plot is excellent. I love it way more than I thought it would. I would. So yeah.
And what's it on?
Check it out. It's on Netflix. We did it.
We did it.
We fucking did it. Yay!
Yay!
Hit him with the outro, Dustin.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening.
Little Dreamers is our Patreon tier that we have. Is $5. And that just helps to keep the channel running.
Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible.
And you can find us on the socials at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't think we have a Facebook. Anyway, we're on YouTube.
It'll be in the works. Email us your dreams at whatmdreams@gmail.com. Feel free to send us your dreams that we can talk about.
Yeah, then we can judge you for it.
And enjoy, and a little bit of judging, yeah.
All right, well, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you again. Bye.
Bye. I feel like sometimes I'm a bully to you, and I don't mean to be.
Yeah, you are.
We're editing all this out, because I'm definitely not